Welcome to our stream. Tonight we're stepping away from our regular programming to delve into the wonderful and horrifying world of Alien, as presented by the Free League Company, who's done an excellent work, in my opinion, of capturing the spirits of the films. Our players will play space truckers on board USCSS Montero, a cargo ship hailing through space. But before we go any further, let me introduce the players and their characters.
Hi, my name is Katrina, and I will be playing Leia Davis, the pilot of this beautiful vessel through space.
Hello, my name is Örjan, and I'll be playing the role of Lyron Cham, roughneck and all-round good guy.
Hello, I'm Christian. I'm going to be playing Carl Rye, the technician, and I hope at some point your union representative.
Revolution!
A politician?
Excellent. And I just want to say thank you and welcome to Christian for playing with us now. Our regular cast, Marianne, is having a wee break, having a little chest burster of her own.
He looks like Marianne. Close enough.
Well,
hardly tell them apart.
No.
You would... No.
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 No. But we appreciate him being here. This is going to be fun.
It will be fun.
We also hope. Hopefully fun and scary.
Yeah.
And thank you for all watching as well, our lovely viewers. Okay, let's all begin. Let's take a moment and think of dark space. Empty, cold, foreboding. As the USCSS Montero glides through it en route. Our characters, are space truckers aboard said ship. They're running the Gauntlet, which is a trade route between Anchorpoint station and the frontier. Your ship's cargo hold is packed with dozens of tanks of dangerous tritium gas that is in the process of decaying into extremely profitable and harmless helium-3, which is a source of power. Usually, cargoes such as these are towed in massive tankers at a safe distance from the ship, but as the Montero is not rated as a cargo hauler, you are forced to carry a much smaller load in your cargo hold, carrying dozens of tanker modules. This is a special order. It's for a Weyland-Yutani corporate account, and you're en route to a little place called Sutter's World, a newly established colony on the frontier. While the trip has been fairly routine so far, before you left Anchorpoint station, your sensor array developed a glitch and reported at intermittent a ghost contact. And you had so far not been able to fix this before you engaged your displacement drives and then fast to light and into cryogenic sleep. And as we begin, you're just awaking from hyperspace, ready to deliver your goods to the colony. The ship is dark and empty. All is quiet, like the grave. When the suddenly lights flicker up on the screen at the pilot station, Mother sends out the signal for deactivating the cryogenic chambers, and slowly, as the hydraulic lifts open up the faces of the cryogenic sleeping chambers, you all gradually come awake, feeling haggard. Your effects of hypersleep is always horrible. You're practically dehydrated, you're tired, like you can feel how their tongue is sticking to the roof of your mouth, and you can't stop yawning. And you're all suffering from the effects of hypersleep for the next shift, which is about 6 hours. Shift 30 minutes to an hour, to a couple hours. That means that you can't heal or get rid of stress.
Damn.
And so you're all the ship Montero is of the same class type, but it's just a slightly newer model as the USS Nostromo from the original Alien movie. So you're all in sleeping cryogenic like sort of a circle arranged star shaped out from a central hub. So you three wake up with you in the middle, Cham. You have Leah on your right, and you have Carl on your left, with your captain Vanessa Miller on the other far side, and the last occupied cryogenic chamber being Wilson, the corporate liaison.
The suit.
The seat.
There's only one thing I hate more than waking up from cryogenic sleep is waking up from cryogenic sleep with a suit.
I'm guessing I'm stumbling out with getting my bearings, looking over. Everybody all right? Nobody shit their pants this time?
No, not this time.
Let me check. Nah, I'm good.
Feel like shit like I always do, but at least I can't be any worse than your soy lot, says Vanessa, looking at you and smiling.
I take mild offense. Not only mild.
And you all gather together and head towards the galley for coffee, for water and food, because you can feel your stomachs are grumbling from long sleep and zero food.
Too many similarities between this and a good old tequila mash-up bang night out on whatever. This is like being hungover and not have had anything of the fun.
Oh, you're such a lightweight champ.
At least you're getting paid for this.
At least. I'm gonna let the other guys just walk a couple of sets ahead of me.
Yeah. You walk into the door, like the door of the cryogenic sleep into the hallway, which are these like octagon shaped with white paddings leading towards the galley, which is a round table kind of set up, people facing each other with food items and things to like cook and nuke stuff in microwaves along the walls of the galley, with a central lighting coming on as you walk into the room. And immediately Vanessa's over, Captain Miller's over and starting the coffee, and people are left to find that sort of food they want to reheat or insta-boil and stuff like that. And yeah, a general atmosphere of small talk and gathering foods and getting ready, and you sit down. Coffee for those who want coffee, tea for those who are having tea.
Processed proteins, my favorite.
I'm just going to jump in because I was walking a couple of steps behind them because I'm checking my pocket for my precious.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. You shake it a bit and you can feel that it's
light.
It's empty. Yeah, it's light. It's you. Whoa. Yeah, but hopefully Sutter's world will be accommodating. Hopefully you'll be able to find get a re-up there.
I'm like, oh God, fuck it. I pop one.
Put back.
You gotta celebrate waking up and not dying and shit in your pants.
Plus you feel like shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like if there's a moment to have a pick me up, this would be, well, they're drinking coffee. That's just a start for you.
So you pop it in. And instantly you feel better as well. It's more focused, more awake, more. This is what life is supposed to be.
Yeah.
A bit more adrenaline, not this boring, sluggish, sleepy, dull, monotonous routine.
Yeah. So I'm gonna walk in like bravado as fuck and just like, come on, meat bags, get that coffee and cereal down your gullet. We have stuff to do, Captain. Do you want me to head up and do diagnostics on the systems?
Yeah, start off doing diagnostics and log onto the get the return ping from the Sutter beacon and start up. And you can join her as well. Carl, handle the technical aspects of the approach.
Sure.
I'll be joining you, and Cham, you check out that everything's okay in the cargo hold.
Yeah, of course. I just
well
need,
there.
just
I'll be right up after breakfast.
one more.
No problem.
Oh, breakfast. I actually walk over to, what is it, the suit, Wilson. And I just grab his bowl of cereal and said, thanks. And I just down it.
And he's like, you can see that he wants to say something, but and then he just reaches for his coffee, which he just chugs in one go, and he wakes up again and goes over and gets some more powdered eggs and puts on some toast.
I'm guessing it's a pecking order. He's not blue collar.
Nope.
I'm eating slowly, not because it's good. It's terribly bland, horrible food, but it's paid food breaks.
Oh yeah.
So I'm paid for the time I'm spent eating, so I'm spending it good.
Yep.
Doesn't even cross my mind.
And you're right. I mean, the food is quite bland. I mean, it's not that it's bad tasting. It's just that it's not tasting at all. The coffee is hot, and that's just about what you can say about it.
Yeah, I grab out the go mug as I venture up to the deck.
Yep.
15 minutes after, I head towards the cargo hold to check the manifest, to just go through anything, go through it all and see there's no damage so far.
5 minutes after that, I'll head up and join her at the deck.
Yep.
Oh, I've already put on some music, and it's John Bon Jovi from back in the days.
It's sort of it's supposed to be some old, about 200, almost 200 years old, classic rock kind of thing.
Also, my great granddad, he said this in his testament and his memoirs. This was the shit.
And she's
okay.
She's young. She's you've run the diagnostics. You've fired up all the.
I'm asking mother as well. Like, is there any discrepancies? Or all systems are good to go. Nothing. That pings.
No. There's no the intermittent glitches you've had. You have no. Nothing of that right now. It seems to be working fine for the moment. Otherwise, all systems are regular and go. You open the blast port we use to scan us up. You open the exterior cameras for the ship, so you can see exterior hulls. And all seems fine and dandy in there.
Well, then I'm just gonna drink my coffee now and kick my feet up for a minute, because I'm not saying that to him, but I'm on a bus. Feeling fucking great.
No,
I'm listening to
music's playing, the coffee is hot,
and
you're just waiting. You can do the rest of the bit. Start looking for the beacon and all that when the rest of the crew are at the stations.
I patch. I press the intercom. Davis. Patch through some of that music, will you?
Oh, don't worry. I pushed my pen on some on the main speaker system, and I'm like, enjoy, people. This is my gift to you, John Bon Jovi people.
And,
she says we gotta hold on to what we've got, and so forth and so on.
Yeah, and it's blasting through it, and it's so quiet, all dead and empty feel of the spaceship is replaced with music blaring over the intercoms and all the different sectors. With both Cham and Leah Davis sing along.
I'm trying to ignore it.
Yeah,
you can't.
You're not getting paid enough for this shit.
No,
if the coffee isn't bad enough, the entertainment's even worse. Cham arrives into the cargo hold area. You walk over and check the different cargo tanks standing here. Everything seems okay. You walk over and check the power loader, which is one of those hydraulic exoskeleton modules that will use to lift and heavy objects with. And you walk over as well and take a diagnostic check on the shuttle, because the Montero is not rated for planet freefall. So when you go into atmosphere, you transport cargo up and down through planets and ship on a small flatbed style cargo freight shuttle, which is called the Davis.
One of those trips.
Yeah, It's a 34-meter long Weyland-Yutani 30CB popular called Daisy shuttle, which is like an open cargo area where just modularly attached cargo racks to, and a compartmentalized small cockpit area for the crew.
How many can it?
You have 72 high-pressure tanks carrying roughly 200,000 tons of tritium in it here. And when you get to where you're going, you're gonna have to do 7 trips getting it all off.
Okay, so the Daisy is quite big.
Yeah, it's 34 meters long, and you can like put it sideways. So
yeah. So
you get about 10. You can get about 10 of them on one go.
Nice.
Because the tanks are but half the size of a truck, like a semi truck.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm already planning how to, in the fastest possible way, get all of that onto the Daisy and getting it out of here.
Yep, you're like planning, making, see it's arranging. That's sort of fun. I know you start with that row, that row, getting on. Yeah.
If I'm efficient, that means more time to drink coffee.
I'll do a quick
Wet
diagnostics.
blankets.
Yeah, you get it. You just get up there and start running diagnostics and stuff. As you arrive up there, Vanessa Mill, the captain, was right as well, and as has Wilson. And he takes like a passenger seat place to the side, whereas Vanessa sits down in a captain's chair. And just as she gets up, sits down, she get a message that Mother wants to talk to her, captain's eyes only. And I guess that's for me. And she get up and walk out. And as she does this, you started trying to find the send the ping for the beacon at the Sutter's World Colony, and it doesn't come up.
Okay, so I can assume that either we're not where we're supposed to be, or something is wrong with our receivers.
Yeah, you can do a contact roll, and you would start hailing the tower, the Leah,
Yep.
and you're not getting any response.
So what do I roll alongside contact?
And contact is empathy.
Empathy. Sweet.
No, it's wits. Sorry, I think I'm lying there. I gotta check that for 10 seconds.
You are lying.
Actually, but it's wits. I'm fairly certain it's wits.
It makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, that's
Mother
wits.
is lying.
Oh no.
Yep, it's wits.
Let's see
Observation, survival, and contact are wit skills.
here. You need 6s to succeed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No. You can push.
And get a
It's a bit
stress
too early to
already.
push it. I just had breakfast. I'm not pushing anything.
This is just like you're playing with people who are horrible at in luck. It's always fun for a GM.
No. I'm like, yeah. There's I can't see what's wrong with the system. It's
No, all you can tell is like the navigation star charts are definitely off.
yeah. I need to reboot. That's what I think.
You're saying this out loud in
This system
on
needs
deck.
a reboot. It needs a full reboot. It's broken.
I swirl around on my chair. Are you sure it's not you? I'm like,
You're
Wow.
broken.
I didn't shit my pants.
well, maybe some wires have fallen out of your brain. Like,
No, but seriously, there's nothing here.
are you kidding me? I get up out of my chair.
And you can also walk like he's pointing to the screen as well, the sensors, and like he's right. There's nothing there. There's like no
Yeah,
planet.
it's way off.
There's
So-
nothing. It's like this is you can't even see any. You can't even pick any readings for any stars at all. It's like you're in deep empty space.
Actually, because this is kind of making me exhilarated and freaked out at the same time. Because I was thinking I'm too high to hail, and now he's saying there's nothing there. I'm like, whew, it's not me, it's something else. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, shit. I've been trying to hail the tower, and I'm not getting any foxtrot. Roger over.
So- Both our receiver and the transmitter is down.
Before we freak out, before we bother the captain or Mother, let's one more time at least let's troubleshoot it just to make sure. We can't be not on track. Come on.
Well,
You can
rebooting
roll
is
and
the
you-
best kind of troubleshooting.
So well,
You
reboot
restart
then.
the
We're
system.
good then.
A couple of minutes later, you make another comtech roll. It comes up, as far as you can see, there's still no signs. Like in the star chart, it's definitely, of Sutter's world, definitely, star system does definitely not match what you're seeing on screen right now. So you can roll another, roll. Yeah. Meanwhile, Cham has been making efficiently, going on checking all the tanks as well. And it's a bit strange because the tritium gas is still flammable. It's partly flammable, especially in some of the tanks. It should have had sufficient time to completely deteriorate into helium-3 now, but it clearly hasn't.
I go on into intercom up to Davis again. Davis,
Champ,
how long have we been asleep?
I haven't thought of checking. I go into the log and bring up when we were scheduled to bring out cryonetic sleep and when we actually got brought out of cryonetic sleep.
Cryogenic.
You seem to be,
Cryogenic.
you seem to be working
We'll get
about
there.
almost a month earlier than you were supposed to, like little over 3 weeks earlier than you were supposed to. And your roll this time, did you get any successes this time?
1 success!
Okay, well that's all you need. Yeah, this is, you're not near Sutter's World at all. I mean, you're way off. You're way off course. You're in deep space between stars. There's like
Dead
the
land.
solar system.
Waste.
It just it's a wasteland here. There's absolutely nothing.
Okay.
And just as you're here, like sitting here, like this is sinking in, voice comes over the intercom. It's your Captain Miller. Can everyone meet at the mess hall, please?
Right away, Captain.
Heard, understood, acknowledged.
Carl, I don't know if you saw this. I point at the log.
Yeah.
Mother's birthed us too soon.
Yeah. I'm saying this is something for the wage negotiations. This is.
Oh.
If I'm going to be awake for the rest of the trip,
You think we can actually haggle
I'm going to.
for whatever we want or need? Can we actually ask for shit?
Let's try.
Oh, I high five Carl. Like,
Yeah.
yes.
They mess up, they pay. That's how I
They
look at
pay out of their nose. I grab
Yes.
the thing in my pocket and twitch it.
it. This is overly excited, but
I'm very overly excited. I'm like, oh, it's pumped.
I'll let her go with it.
I'm
So
psyched.
you all fumble back into the galley. You three from the bridge are there first, and followed by Cham, and a little while after.
What's Wilson doing, by the way? I haven't been paying attention because he's a suit. I don't
No,
care.
he's been mostly like he's been quiet. He has just like been paying attention to what I've been saying. He seems a bit puzzled as well. He seems.
Does he, though? Can I roll something? I'm high.
Observation, it would have to be, I guess.
Observation?
Yeah.
I have, and that is to give how many dices? What kind of dices?
It's D6s you roll in the system here. You need 6s for success. You use your skill number, what we have in observation, and you couple that with wits.
So observation. What did you say? I need to combine
Wits and observation.
Wits and observation. Okay, so that's 5 dices.
Yeah.
And then we do. I got 1.
Yeah, no, he seems generally surprised. Like, okay.
But I look at him like, is this something you haven't told us about? You being corporate and all?
No. It might be something to do with what the captain was called, but nothing that I know knowledge of. He strikes. He's in his early 40s. He's not strongly built. He's a bit wiry. He's got a bit full beard, but very nicely trimmed and short black hair. And when his brown eyes is like shakes his head, no, and this has nothing to do with me. And as he says that, Captain Miller comes in. She's standing in there, like arms crossed. She seems a bit ticked off, perhaps a bit like frustrated. She's fairly strong, but you know that because you've seen her work and put in help. But she's quite wiry, quite thin and strong. She is African American. She's got curly hair, shortly cropped, and very calculating look to her. Very like she's constantly judging, appraising, analyzing, and thinking, judging situations. You all know, you know, as we suspect that she by now she would want to have her own command. She would like to have a better ship. You've already dreams of her own ship, but yeah, so far her dreams have not been fulfilled. Okay, you're all here, good. As some of you might have figured out already, we're not at our destinations yet. We've been diverted by Mother. She picked up a distress call from an unknown ship. And though the message is all too garbled to be clearly understood, we've been rerouted to intercept and check it out. So that's the situation. Mother will pipe through the signal frequency to the comm station. You'll have to lock onto it, Davis, and plot a course that gets it to it.
Aye, Captain. I poke Carl in the ribs.
Yeah, it's we'll have to look at the contract here. There should be a bonus involved.
Wilson leans forward. Well, actually, if you read the contract, you'll see that all cargo crew are mandatory to examine all forms of communication signals of distress or otherwise of oranges. Otherwise, you might risk forfeiting your shares.
Forfeiting my share? Are you?
No money.
Carl, you're so greedy. What about saving people?
This isn't saving people. This is salvage. It's a salvage operation, right?
Yeah,
we don't know how Mother works.
Oh, well, that is completely possible, of course. I mean, if there's no one alive on the ship, it would be deemed salvage, in which case you all, of course, are entitled to a share of the salvage income of the ship.
Equal shares.
Equal shares under what's negotiated out of the contract, yes.
But is it finders keepers if you find stuff? Find stuff?
No, but if it's a registered owned ship, and you salvage it and rescue it, the owners of the ship, whatever company or private nation, will be forced to pay you a return. And if there's no owners, it will be sold, and shares will be divided out to all the members of the crew, with the rest of the process going to the company.
But like let's say somebody like left a pair of socks or something, like something insignificant
or tequila.
Nobody would care, right?
I mean, I'm certain that no one would particularly care if any minor personal items on an abandoned ship were to go, shall we say, missing. Huh. No, but any proprietary equipment or information, of course, would be the ownership of the company. But again, you would, of course, be compensated through the normal shares divisions of said.
I'm worried by the concept of normal here.
Have we defined normal?
That never seems to benefit us blue collars.
No, we're grunts. We're expendable.
Well, no,
like I said, it's so you don't have to worry.
I'm not expendable.
If this comes down to salvage, you will be compensated. I can assure you of that. You have the law on the side there. Says Wilson.
All right.
At that time,
it looks
like we're going to be cowboys.
I like the white collar.
But if we all stand around here and do nothing,
No.
we will certainly won't get paid at all. So let's get to stations here again and get this rescue, sell this mission, or whatever the hell it is on the way.
Will this be empty space mission? Like we're going outside?
Well, if we can't, we have to see if we can't. We're gonna see what kind of ship it is. I mean, hopefully we'll be able to connect our umbilical cord to it, so we don't have to do any free walking. But well, we'll have to see.
Never get to free walk.
So once again, you all return to the bridge. This time, I'm guessing Cham is going to come up as well. Everyone's interested to see what this is.
I hail Mother. Can you please give me the coordinates to the vessel?
You get the frequency, and you have to plot like.
Oh, shit, you only got the frequency. All right,
because it's like you like every now and again you get a little ping seen on the radar. It might be the ship in question. It might be the source of the signal. It's certainly.
And we get nothing else.
Fairly,
we get nothing.
But you know, it's like coming up. Nope, nothing else.
And there's nothing. No emergency frequency.
You get the frequency signal, and it's SOS. You can make that out, but you can't really make out the rest.
No video, no audio.
No, it's just too garbled. It's been.
Can we clean it up?
I'll try.
Can you? Because it's been through dead space. It might be polluted and stuff. Can you see if you can clean it up? It would be nice to know what we're walking into.
That's a comtacker again, right?
Oh.
Sure. Yes! Things are going better. 2 successes!
Yeah, you're cleaning up from a lot of the empty dead space, the radiation degradation, the all sort of interference, but it's hard to make out any more than it is. But it is an SOS from a ship. It appears that they had some trouble with their communication system sending it out, so it's been it's garbled sent out. It's not just that it's been degraded through space, it's actually they've had some sort of communications problems on their end. That means that the ship hasn't been able to fully transmit the signal properly, which is why it's so jumbled
really
up.
Bad though, if they're
that's not if they're losing really not good. Yep, that's not something you want on a spaceship. Yeah.
Are we gonna go?
And there's also something else about it, which is a bit weird. It's really something about the code and all that's strange. It's old. It's like it's older code used as well. It's just generally.
It's an old code, but it checks out.
Yeah, it checks out. Yeah, it's just that the frequency strength and all this something implies that it's an older communication system. That's the origin of
so this
might
have been either they're jury-rigged their system because it wasn't working, or it's an older ship.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a ghost ship? I say with a big grin. I turn around. Do you think it's a ghost ship? A proper... Oh, we're no cowboys. We're pirates. Is it a ghost ship?
Pirate.
Flying.
Well, they are. I mean,
there are
plenty stories circulating out here about famously lost ships.
Can you imagine all the stuff on board? It could be the mother lode.
Don't tell mother.
Like, no. Bring big pockets, boys.
I mean, you all know. You all heard the different whispered stories, the rumors, wild fantasies of what happened to the ill-fated USS Sulaco ship, which is still presumably out there somewhere, lost and being reported, seen everywhere. Once in a while, someone claims they have come into contact with the ship.
Does this pop into our minds that it could be?
Well, I mean, but like I said, space is filled with these stories of.
Yeah, but I know. I'm loving it. I'm like, could it be? Could we be the guys that finds it?
This can actually mean money.
A fame, fortune,
mostly
whatever
money.
you want, whenever you want it.
Fame.
And you're sitting there contemplating this. Suddenly, your sensors indicate that you've turned the ship, you've honed in on this, and now suddenly the collision warning alarm is sounding.
Shit.
You're clearly Yeah, and you need a piloting check from you to lay you on a parallel course, not to
crash.
Not to crash, to avoid hitting this.
What do you want me to roll on?
It's piloting, which is you
Piloting,
mixed
3?
with yep, and I believe 1 second, if I'm not 100% wrong, that piloting is agility.
Oh, let's please be agility.
I'm fairly certain that it is, and it's an agility.
Ah.
Yep.
Ooh, only 1 though.
Yeah, but that's enough. And you're like
brace for impact. I gotta brake.
Yeah, you managed to divert it. You spotted it early enough and managed to avoid plotted a course change that crings the ship's left.
But I do a crazy maneuver regardless. Come on.
Yeah, like do a little crazy island just for fun.
Because what if we hit it? What if we hit it just a little bit? What would happen? And then I changed my mind.
At least you gotta get a good view of it going by.
Come on now, live a little. This is exciting. We've been sleeping. I need this.
The Triton is still unstable.
It's space coffee.
Big bada boom. Your space coffee. Or space coffin, more like it.
I try to ignore their bickering and kind of figure out how big is this ship? What are we looking at?
Okay, yeah. You're taking it, and you're doing that as you're trying to ignore the fact that your crazy ass pilot clearly is taking too much fun of what.
I braked in the last possible second. I deterred the course.
I mean, you end up gliding past it.
Oh yes, that's
less than
that's
200 meters different like distance, which is fairly close for being fucking outer space. And it's going that way, even that way. And she's like gliding around it and getting ready to plot a course so you can come around and catch it again. So you're like
I'm also flicking on all the lights.
Yeah.
Flicking on
and
everything.
She turns all external floodlights on it, and it lights up the ship.
So you can do that around
as you do, you get a good look at it, Christian. You got to look at it, Carl. It looks like it could be a Magellan-class ship, but there's something off about it. It's doesn't quite fit, and then you've triggered. It's because it's not. It's an older version. It's an older version of the Heliad-class ship, which looks a lot like the current. And I'm gonna send you all on the Facebook chat.
Since I am a goddamn pilot, I will know what this is by just looking at it.
And it's smaller than the Montero.
I'm just waiting.
There we go. And you floodlight it up, and you got to see it.
Yes.
So it's smaller than the Montero, though it's still.
But I would know what this is. I'm a pilot.
Yeah, you got it. It's smaller than but it's roughly, you can see it's comparing size and what you're looking at. It's somewhere around 130 meters long, and with a width about just under 50 probably, and a height of just under 40. And you can see this huge four engines which are maneuverable. You can like thrust them to use atmospheric landing, or use it forward thrust. And you realize that it's, as I said, it's an older version. It's a Heliad class version of the ship.
But would this be this far out in dark space?
Well, it's a heavy exploration prospecting type vessel, normally been used for that. But it's quite modifiable. So it's been used for a lot of things. But it's old. It's an old ship.
I relay that and said this is an old dog.
Yeah.
And again, as a movie reference, it's the same type as the Prometheus ship from film Prometheus. If you remember that look of it. So it's just gliding through, and you're plotting the course to come around and come parallel to it. It's clearly just flying on inertia at 0.04 light speed.
But it's flying. It's not drifting.
No, it's drifting on inertia. It's like the power are off. Okay, they made a certain speed, and it's been flying on inertia, like drifting through space at 0.
Carl, can you give me a scan or diagnostics or something if there's any life form, any frequency, any nothing?
Way ahead of you, but
thank you.
I'm probably not gonna pick up. This is old.
I know, but do it anyways because it's fun.
Okay. Do I need to roll?
Yeah, you can roll. And as you can see, like directing the floodlights manually on the console, Davis, and you can see on the side it says USCSS Cronus.
Do I know it?
You punch it into the database, and you can hear it give a whistle when it comes back. It's a Weyland-Yutani owned ship. It's a Sev M3 Helladier class spacecraft. It was launched in 2110, which is roughly 3/4 of a century ago. It's nearly 75 years ago. The ship was launched.
It's an old girl, this boys. She's an old lady.
You
can
see that it's like all exterior lights are off. It's like no floodlights on it. That's off. It's completely dark, and you can't see any lights from the interior of the ship. But also when the lights glare out of the piloting area, you can see that all the blast shields are down. So it just seems completely dead. You're trying to pick up anything. It's just like power is running on auxiliary power clearly, Carl, and you can't detect any life forms in it, which probably either that is because of the interference, because of the old ship, because it's all powers off there, or potentially someone might be in cryosleep as well, and you want to be able to pick it up.
Yeah, I wouldn't give much for their chances. I think we're officially looking at salvage here. This is a mighty old space hull.
It's like even if anybody was in there, it's like 75 years old. They're gone.
It would certainly be quite a record for cryogenic sleep.
That would be and even then we're gonna get famous, so that's cool regardless. But is gravity on?
Atmosphere?
It seems that like it's a good hard reading. It seems like life support system are off, but gravity might be on.
So it suits, but we're not gonna bob about.
Yeah, you're not gonna be. You don't want to go in there. I mean, it's gonna be deep cold in there as well.
Yeah, we need, but like okay, we don't have air, but we're not gonna float around. We're gonna have some sort of a gravity.
Yeah, and Captain Miller's like, and you all see that she gives a little smile, and she's like, I can't believe this. Okay, people, stay for us and do this right. This might just write our own ticket here. Let's make sure we do this proper.
Yeah.
All right.
And as she does, Mother's voice.
I'm like, do we want to do? Do you want me to dock? Do you want to do a space glide? What you guys want to do?
Dock.
I can dock it like really super fast.
We try to dock. Definitely try to dock. Be careful coming up along, and we'll try to use the umbilical cord and dock it.
All right.
Definitely.
Try not to damage.
As she does, though, the voice of Mother comes on.
That's my retirement fund you're looking at there.
I can't promise it.
Ship identified as the USCSS Cronus, Weyland-Yutani property. You're directed to do the following, as per standard company rules. 1. Recover scientific data and samples from the USCSS Cronus. 2. Escort the salvaged Cronus to Anchorpoint or another Weyland-Yutani facility. 3. Save any surviving crew members on the Cronus.
I'm like, I write it down. I'm like,
and she starts, one, and she starts reiterating the same thing over. And when she's done it, like starts reiterating it for the second time, Miller says, "That's fine, Mother. That's fine," and he turns it off.
So data first, then chip.
Yeah, and Mother also forward you some data on your console there, Davis.
Get it up.
She gives you the map, like the designer's interior designer's map of the ship.
Do we have like a 3D rendering, like for viewing? Can I bring it up so everybody can?
Yeah. You have like the Montero is not equipped with a 3D hologram table. You want to get the.
This is science fiction. This is transports.
Yep.
No, but this is like 3D map where you can just like.
Though you as a pilot, you know ships, even old ships, these older Class ships here, looking at the Cronus, was fitted with holodecks. But these cheap bastards didn't deign a transport ship Montero worthy of installing such. So you only got the classic blueprint under illuminated.
I look over at Wilson. Yeah, bet you wish you put more money into this now. We could have just like had a 3D scan of it and we would have known tons. But no. Wasn't worth your money, was it?
Well, if you handle this correctly, Davis, I'm certain that you will have the ability to serve on a far more advanced and interesting ship.
Well, that is something.
So I sent you all the
Schematic.
PDF file which has the map of the ship on it, and the entrance. The normal way to dock would be from the dorsal end of the ship for the top, through whereas the external airlock is over what the map calls Junction A1.
So deck A is top. And
deck A is top. Yeah. That's dorsal, yes, and then it's progressively down. I'll give you some seconds to study. Actually, I can give you some bit of time to study those maps there, I think, and
17 crew. Okay.
Yeah, that would be a full crew complement. How many was on it when it was gone, however, it's harder to say. You don't know. That's like the full complement crew for the ship. So if that's more or less on the ship, who knows?
So this is a powerful little beast then.
Yeah, I mean for its time, it was a really advanced ship. It's with different sort of configurations. Apparently, this, according to what you understood from what it said, has about recovering scientific data. It's clear that this has been repurposed as a scientific ship.
Where is the connecting point for the umbilical
connecting point is on a junction A1. It's called on the map. That leads to not only connects the different levels of the ship, but also connects to an exterior.
Junction A2, junction
A1.
Where is A1?
A1 is at the
top in the middle.
It's aft. Yeah. It's at top. Yeah, front
so
on deck A.
At the top of the ship.
Yep.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, Before
we need to head down to deck B as soon as possible. Just kind of scrape all the data.
See if we can get general life support up and running. If we need to be there a minute.
Sure. That would be.
I think that would be a priority.
Oh, they have a holo display table.
You think we're going to remove that and install it in this ship?
Okay, so get me to the bridge, and I'll look at the life support.
Yeah, because if we can get everything in that in order, we actually have some time in the vessel, and we're not dependent on the suits.
Yeah.
Captain, are you content with this?
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Get it operational as fast as possible. I mean, if you're going to get it back to Anchorpoint Station, we'll need to have it up and running as well.
Yeah, I guess we need to know what the data is anyway. So we need power regardless. So we can just as well get life support up and running.
Yep. That sounds like a good plan. We need to arrange a boarding party that goes aboard and checks it out. I mean, we clearly need to send to you, Carl. You're the technician. Okay, well, we can send a pilot as well. I guess I can hold the fort here on the bridge. And you, Cham, you're up for it?
Yeah, of course. Exo lift, or you think we need some heavy lifting?
We'll keep that ready if we needed to. We'll probably need to get that through one way or another. The umbilical might be a bit tight for that, so we'll see that going.
Do we need to be armed up? Just in case.
I actually wouldn't mind tagging along as well, says Wilson. I mean, after all, it is an old Weyland-Yutani ship. It seems unfitting that a representative from the company should...
He takes the red suit.
Okay, yeah, great. We'll take precautions. Okay, let's... and I'll send you now the gear that is available for your ship, what the Montero has of equipment on board equipment.
I would just say better safe than sorry. Like, I like to be packing some stuff.
And she accompanies you to the plow locker. Okay. And she takes out of a box, like a styrofoam box. She takes out a pistol and she loads it and she hands it to Wilson, the corporate representative, along with one magazine. And the rest of there is up for you to take whatever you want from whoever you want to take what.
I'll go for the cutting torch.
You take the cutting torch.
I'll do. I would like myself a bolt gun.
Yeah, a bolt gun. It's which is like you can use it as a weapon, but it's also used for repairs, like nailing, physical repairs. If you need to, like, there's a hole in the exterior of the ship, you could nail plating.
Does that go under heavy equipment or weapon? Heavy machinery, I mean.
Depends how you use it. If you use it to shoot at someone, you use it as a weapon. If you use it as to repair something, it will go in a heavy machinery.
So if I use it on a damaged creature, it's repair, right?
That would be first aid, wouldn't it? I mean,
I'll just grab the motion tracker.
I was going to
the
say
grappling
that.
gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, motion.
And then again, I'll grab. If I'm thinking, Champ, do you want like cutting torches and stuff like that?
Yeah, I take the torch.
Yeah, and then I'll do a service pistol, if that's fine.
No, she gave it. Actually,
he gave it to him.
She gave it to Wilson, the company one.
I'll do the power
only weapon
loader.
they're not left. No, the power loader is the exoskeleton. It's like that's too bulky to use.
Put on to walk around.
Oh yeah. Okay. So
Badass.
what else do I need?
Well, the other weapon that's left there now,
Cutting
no one has
torch.
claimed, is the M240 incinerator unit.
I'll take it. I wanna be carrying some stuff.
Yeah, bulky carrying, and you all need to put on one of those.
Suits. MK.
Yep.
Compression suit.
Yep, the MK.
When I see her grabbing the incinerator, I'm like, okay, and I take a couple of steps away from her with my stuff, and I'm like, okay.
She's like got the bolt gun slung over one shoulder and the incinerator slung on the other. It's like, and she's got this gleam in her eye that is a bit. It's like, you don't know what's more scary: going aboard an old derelict space ghost ship floating out of space, or doing it with her.
Oh, I know. She's the dangerous one. I saw her flying. So yeah, I'm not afraid of afraid of some old space hulk. I'm afraid of that woman.
Okay.
Right, as long as we stay behind her and let her go into the rooms first, we're okay.
So you all divide up the gear and you make it ready. And you put on you're ready to put on the suits, and the ship is you're gliding carefully, matching the speed of the Cronus, and as you're gonna extend the umbilical cord, you're doing it remotely by camera. You can see that the exterior airlock bulges a bit out on the Cronus, and it's clearly that it's damaged, and you won't be able to attach the umbilical without removing, actually probably cutting away the exterior airlock.
Right. So we need someone doing a little.
Hoist me down.
Yeah. You're gonna be on a line there, boy.
Yeah, I know. I said I wanted to space.
You're gonna go for a walk.
Yep. Yeah, and you're not on choice. I mean, you've done this before. You've done exterior patchworks on ship before.
Yeah.
So you get ready, put your helmet on, you walk into the umbilical. And she lowers it down, and you feel how the rush of air being pushed out of it as it's decompressed, matching the 0 atmosphere outside.
I feel the heart rate going up because
and you can easily feel it. You can hear your own heart beating because it's just that and a little static from the radio, and you're doing all right there, Jam. And it's Vanessa's voice coming in here.
So far, so good. I'm just first going to poke a small hole, just in case the pressure is above 100 bar. Has to be above 100 bar to.
Yeah, it seems buckled. Like something's damaged it. Something's really damaged it.
It's not pressurized upwards.
No, it's not pressurized. It's just buckled. It looks like more like it's been.
What the hell?
Something has
but
punched
still,
it, like some explode. Maybe an explosion or something. Something has made it move in such a way that it's no longer able to open up.
But is it a bizarre damage or?
You can't. It's whatever happened on the inside. You can't see the nature of the damage from the outside.
So that's interesting.
This goes under heavy machinery.
Yes, this is heavy machinery, which is a strength roll. Mm-hmm. You feel you can like more feel. You can't hear it, but you can feel the.
I am
clunking your feet in the hole
because absolutely no successes.
Okay, reroll. Add one stress die and reroll it.
Yeah, and it's the same amount of dices.
Yeah, you get one more die. You get the stress roll die as well, so you got.
And you keep that
reroll.
until you.
Yeah, he keeps that.
Do something with it. Yeah. This is cool.
One success. This is D6. D6s don't like me.
Yeah, this is true. Ren does not play Yahtzee
or Blood Bowl.
They hate him
anymore.
Yeah. You put it down. You start by making, as I said, a single hole through, and it's fine. It's like it's you got a bit of a decompression. So actually, it was still holding. It was still holding, but it's not much. It's just like some probably subtle difference between inside and outside, and you start moving it around, cutting around all the side, cutting around, and you want it to fall in, because it's going to be a bit interesting, because inside there's gravity on the ship, but it's not outside. So do you want to try to pull it up in a way, or do you just want it to fall into the ship?
I like it falling.
I mean, yeah. And as you finish it and give it a little push, it falls into the ship, and you can like feel a gentle little ripple, like you can't hear sound, but you can feel it's a little moment, and you see it falls down and it hits the interior airlock door, which is clearly working fine.
I peek inside.
It's darker. You can see frosts on the wall. It's cold. The gravity is on. The artificial gravity is on the ship, but it has a light and life support is off. You can see through the interior airlock. There's like a slit. You can see through it. And you can see a very faint luminescent green light from the emergency exit light, like lining the top of the wall, by the top of the ceiling, and by the deck, and running down through A1 down, because you can see now like 3 levels down into the ship as well. But it's so dark that just at a certain point you can't really see the bottom. You just see the emergency lights disappear into blackness.
Davis,
and you can
bring the cord.
Aye.
And it comes down, and you manage to know that the exterior airlock that was buckled is away. You are actually able to fit the airlock and the umbilical to it, pressurize it. But like I said, and now it's pressurized. You can open the inner airlock, because clearly there's still pressure in there. It's just not. It's just like probably like life support, like heating and air support is not on. And you're all ready to board the flight. And I think that's a good place for a little wee break as well, before we set off into the unknown of the Cronus.
Yeah.
So we'll be right back after this little break. And then we're back from the little break, little color correction and pee break. Okay, so here we are. Before we go any further, I just would like to say that the map of the corners that I gave you, as far as movement goes, each room is one area and each hallway is one area, and in those places where the rooms are really big, you can see there's small like lines that's sections of the room into. Best example of that is probably the bridge, which consists of 3 different spaces, and the dotted lines with like goes alongside it. That's air duct vents and maintenance shafts and such like.
Yep.
Yeah. Have no reason to go there.
I like that.
Because this is gonna go easy peasy lemon squeeze.
Yeah, of
It is.
course.
I know what the data
Easy
is.
money, easy money.
It is. I've been to salvage jobs that have gone badly, but this looks good. There's, there's the ship integrity is good, and yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
So what's there to worry about? It's like it's a can in space.
Yes.
What it looks like to
A
me.
can in space that now has a hole in its exterior, which means currently it's the only thing keeping from being depressurized is the interior airlock door. So you can't open that unless you're connected with umbilical.
Don't look at the negatives, only the positives.
Look at the bonus.
Okay.
Oh.
So you enter the airlock area of the shaft, and now that it's pressurized, you can open the interior airlock as well. You drag the cut off bit of the exterior airlock to the side, so they're not going to plummet all the way down to the bottom when you open it. Waiting for the remaining 3 boarding party coming down. The first one coming down and to join you, which is no surprise, but also the one who had to sprint the longest to get there, is Davis.
Yes.
Who jumps down the last couple of steps, clunking down.
This is also I say, yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers! This is also something was in my great-great-great-dad's memoirs.
I do believe she's the most dangerous woman at this side of the galaxy right now.
She definitely had plenty coffee.
Every side of the galaxy.
Number 2 down is you, Carl, and lastly you get the
Suit.
The red suits.
suit, Wilson. Ern, you since you now have been cutting through this and doing some manual hard labor and have a skill roll, I would like you to do a supply roll on your air. It's the starting supply of 5, if I wasn't very correctly wrong. If wrong, yep.
Let's see. Supply roll, that is...
You roll 5 of the stress dices, and you don't win once, essentially. That's
5 stress dices. Yes.
I'm super excited. If you can't tell.
I got 1-1.
1-1, well, then it decreases by 1. Now you have an air supply rating of 4, which means next time you have to roll, you roll 4 dices.
I don't trust you.
Since you're waiting for the others, you got a little bit of time to look around here. You can see that the interior of the airlock and also the maintenance shaft, like the air shaft that leads down, and the exterior, is covered in scuff marks and scratches. Like something's been scraping and scratching on it, like banging loose on it.
And this is big.
Yeah.
But there is nothing
And you
inside here other than the marks of what once has fucked up this shit.
What kind of marks are we talking here? I started studying.
It's like impact marks. Like it's like something you can't say what, but something has like been banged against it.
Yeah,
really,
for example,
really
if
hard,
I
hard
had
enough
used
to
the
actually
exoskeleton,
damage the.
that power lift, and smashed
Yeah,
that
something like
against
that.
the wall.
Yeah,
But here,
something like that.
In this corridor?
Yeah.
Why?
Not in the corridor, but on the hatch.
In the stairwell?
Yeah, on the hatch, on the exterior air.
Yeah, okay.
Like someone was intentionally trying to depressurize the whole ship, or at least this section of the ship.
Okay, guys, but just the thing. Do you think we have a case of maybe cryosleep went off? Maybe the crew went, space sick and lost their marbles and drank the Kool-Aid?
Science points to yes.
I wouldn't say no, but not until we see the bodies. Where are they?
But still up on first level.
Yeah, but if anyone would be pounding here. Yeah. Anyway,
let's
you climbed off. You just climbed off to get all the. You climbed off the stairs, like there's not stairs but the ladder that leads down, and you're now standing on junction A1. You can see the stairs continue, like the ladder continues downwards into next level, and probably and another level, but down there, or you can start exploring level A of the ship, deck A, which has a junction door leading forward, to right the way if you're standing watching to the starboard side of the ship, and there's also a hallway leading left that seems to, you see, look through the door, lead to another hallway that either goes further to what appears to be a stairwell up there far ahead, or to the side as well. So if you want to check out here first, or if you want to go down, you're like free to explore the ship.
I've been enough salvage jobs to know that you do the first things first, right? You do the mission.
You do the mission.
So one floor down or one deck down, heading towards the bridge for me at least.
Yeah, but mother is on level A, both mother and the.
But we need to get to the deck. The control room, because we need to get to the bridge because we need life support up and running. I think before we start running around like pirates, we should get everything up and running if we can, and then start transmissioning stuff over to the captain.
Yeah.
Yep. You can either do that. Try to do that from mother, from the IA.
Yeah.
Yeah, or try to do it from the bridge.
There's definitely going to be information in the bridge anyways, because they got a log down there.
So, how about we split up? I'll go for the bridge and life support. Yeah. One of you can go for mother.
I'm thinking maybe that this is my personal agenda. I'm just going to say that loudly. I'm super keen on going to private quarters. I'm going to look for ways to get there.
Living area is on the B deck, towards the rear of the ship. The opposite side of away from the same deck as the bridge, but from the opposite side.
I just want to do a quick sweep, in the quarters, just to see. I'm sure there will be no bodies, or maybe there will be bodies. So if Champ does mother, I'll just do a quick surveillance of the personal.
Yeah. Champ, you do mother.
I do
Wilson,
mother.
you're with me, where you can't do any damage.
No, I agree with you. Checking out the bridge is a good idea.
Get life support up.
He nods, which is not that easy to see because he's wearing it's clearly he's clearly the one of three of you of the four of you. He's the one least experienced in zero now his gravity is on, but you're still wearing in spacesuit. It's still clunky and it's not used to it, and you can see he's more or less trying to emote, and when he talks he moves his hand, which is annoying, but
I basically gave a bullshit explanation, but I am.
I
am I'm a crow. You guys, you've been working with me for so long. I am a goddamn crow, and if I don't get to do what I want to do, I become a nuisance.
Mm-hmm. No, not a nuisance.
Yeah, I keep my personal belongings away from you.
You should.
Okay, so your two choices of getting down from here. You can either climb down the ladder and a junction A, or you can walk over and take the stairwell down, which is, if you walk towards the rear of the ship, the next room over is the stairwell.
I'll do whatever's quickest to get to.
Quickest to get where you go to is probably just walk over to the stairwell.
Yeah.
Whereas you walk to the other way, Cham, you hit the button that opens the door, and you step into a hallway that also leads forwards to mother, but also leads backwards on both sides of the starboard and larboard ship a long way backwards. You walk over and you walk towards mother, and you hit the lock door, and it just comes up locked. You hit it again, locked. and it's clearly that it's been locked with a code, so you'll actually need override code to open the door.
Okay. Then I think I am going to start my search in the rear, in the wardrobes.
On like ADAC towards the deck 8 goes towards the cryogenic chambers.
Past the cryos and into the wardrobe.
Yep. Do you walk through the? Do you take the starboard or port side of the ship?
I take the going out will be to the left, so I take the starboard.
Yep, take the starboard and you walk down. You climb down the hatch. You know what these is, right? That you it's like a hole. You climb down that one, Carl, to get to the next junction B1, whereas Leah heads off and Davis heads off and walks towards the 3 pressurized doors, like 3 doors you have to like open, and next you can hear now, like you can hear him, but it's like it's muffled through the helmet, and as you look down on your environmental readings, and okay, so it's like there's pressure in here now. You have artificial gravity, but it's clear that the air support is none, because the air is like super stale and like almost very depleted of oxygen. Like you can breathe in it, it will be heavy. It's sub-zero temperature, and you can see everything is covered by a thin layer of frost.
Kind of beautiful.
Yeah, and it's also completely dark, so all you can see are these, like I said, this emergency green light, pale green lights that leads both sides of along the floor, as well as both along the ceiling, which is just enough to illuminate. You can see, but not much. So you all have on your little lights on the side of your helmets that illuminates a cone sphere of light for where you're looking. So we'll start with you then, Carl. You climb down into junction B1. Exits out here. Let's see. Junction 1. It's you can see that it leads down as well, further down to junction 1C on the deck below, or you get off here in a standard room that has 4 doors, where the one straight ahead leads into the hallway that leads to the bridge. So you take that, you step through it, and as you do, you look out to the sides in this dark, empty ship. You can see when your lights glimmer across the hallway here, you can see reflections of frost, of ice, that actually is thin layer of frost that lies over a lot here. Clearly, this must have been a deep freeze. This must have been this way for years and years. And you hit the button that opens up into the bridge, and you step in. You can see that the bridge is on battery reserve, meaning there's no power in here as well, other than just really small emergency lighting that goes in a sort of a circle around through the whole, in the middle of the floor, around the whole bridge. You can also see that there's an eerie orange glow from the bridge console, which is that since it's on the so you think you really need to get all functions out of the bridge, you'll need to restore power somehow, and knowing enough, that probably is in Mother. So you hope that it's gonna come on soon. You hope that Tam is gonna get that shit up and running. You see that the command station is here. It looks fine. You can't see anything particularly noticeable about that. It seems fine. You look over towards the holographic display table, and that's a different matter at all. It's just a burnt old slag. It looks like a fire has erupted here at some time, and now it's just rotten, frosted debris. And you look towards the sensor station. It also looks like it's been damaged by fire, but you might be able to repair that. It doesn't look like it's like been tangentially burned from the fire that destroyed the holodeck, so you might be able to fix that. Well, first and foremost, life support. You walk with the life support. Yep.
To the right of the bridge.
Yeah, yep, that is right on the bridge. It's like, it's the bridge is like, it's one open area, but it's like, it's a big place, but it's like the holiday split in the middle and the sun station to the right, so it's sort of spread out. And you just, okay, you can see, okay, the lights, that's like the power's not on, so it's, you can't really interact with these. You need the power to get a power's on. Annoying. Well, let's see if you can find something with the power over the pilot stations.
Can I regulate the power from here, or do I need to?
No, you probably have to either go to the command station, the bridge, or the pilot station. But in worst case scenario, you have to need to talk to Mother to get her to fire the ship up again.
Yeah, but I'll check the command station.
Yeah, you walk over to check the command station. It seems like it's working. You get like the nominal, like just a bare minimal readout here. It's like the ship, like the current speed. You can see where that sort of information, and you trace the coordinates, but that's all. It's like nothing else is coming up. It's just that only come up here. And you see that also, let's see here. Broken glass. And you notice that the glass panel that typically lies over the emergency access key for mother room is broken, and the key is gone.
Okay, that's not normal. But I guess this is a wreck. Something has happened here, so yeah, we need to figure that out.
And you look here,
we need to find a key.
Yeah, and you look around and what the hell? Okay, Davis.
Yes.
You walk towards the stairwell to get down, because that will take you closer to where you want to go, and you stop yourself before you step into it, and you just look down, and the whole stairwell is collapsed. It's just fallen apart and broken. Something has destroyed the supporting button of the stairwell that made it all crumble and fall down. And it's like, okay. Well,
guess I'm not going that way then.
No. So you have to turn back and go to the junctions and get down to junction B1. And when you get down there, you can see that good old Carl has already exited probably to the bridge already. So you take the other way out from where he walked. And now you're standing in a long corridor that goes like from starboard to port side. And you can choose which way you want to go down towards the living area. Either on the starboard side or no.
Yeah, because I'm on deck B now, right?
Yeah, on deck B, yeah. You exited the junction B1 towards the rear of the ship door. You can see the door.
There is a location I want to get to, and I want to get to there first.
Yeah.
That is the medical.
Medical?
Of course it is.
Medical is on... Medical? But medical is on B...
MedLab. They have a MedLab.
It's MedLab, yeah, but that's on A1.
Nope. It's on B.
Yeah, it's B. Oh, yeah, it's all the way back there. Yep, MedLab. Yep, well, then you're going to go starboard back.
I know what they have in MedLabs.
Oh, yeah, you do.
I'm going to go and get me some.
So you follow the dark corridors down. You pass a door here that leads to the right into a room. It's not a door without any windows in it. You can't look into it. It's marked as a corporate suite on the maps. You walk further back and you cross into the living areas on B deck.
I am on... Let me see.
You go on a port side, right? And then a starboard side, which going back towards the medical. So approaching the living area. Next to the scrubber shaft.
Yep.
And you got to go through living area to get to the
MedLab.
Yep. You when you get into the living area here as well, this is dark and foreboding. You see that the doors to the crew quarters, most of them appears to be closed. One door is open, and you sort of
peek in.
It's the middle one, and it looks rancid. It looks like someone went searching something that's threw everything everywhere. It's tossed the entire room. And peculiar. Anyway, well, stay on focus. You hang a right here and you come over towards the entrance to the med lab. You're standing in front of it. You see there's an intercom to the right of it. There's a medical supply kit on the left side of it, and you hit the door and it opens into med lab.
I'm like, jackpot, motherfuckers. I walk in. I start scanning the room. I'm looking for medical supplies, especially the drugs department.
Yeah. Yep. You go in. You look around. In here as well, you have the emergency green pale lit lights leading into the room. The room itself is dark. There's a soft blue light from the rear lighting some sections of the walls where workspace benches are, but it's still darker. So the predominant cone of light is the one on your helmet, slowly illuminating the room as you look from right to left. Across from where you're standing in med lab, there's another little hallway leading into a med pod area where you can see it's some in there. There's like, appears to be a couple of older appalling med labs standing. These are sort of old, very advanced. Like the newer ones are not. The newer ones are simpler and not as extravagant as old ones, but they're automated surgery units.
Oh yeah, I know them.
Sort of like kind of like a cryogenic sleeping looking kind of thing with surgical things in it. Something looks a bit off with one of them, but you can't see from here because it's too far. Inside here in the med area you look towards the medical supplies area. You can see there's a lot of things being knocked about in here as well. You can see also that it seems hurriedly that a lot of things have been moved over to one side of a desk, and you can see like, oh yeah, there's something over there that might be interesting. Med kits. Yes, here we go.
Especially, where do we find?
So there are 4-person med kits stored here. You see surgical instruments and jackpot. You get 6. We're gonna roll a d6 doses for the following. There's d6 doses of Never Sleep pills. 1 d6 doses of hydration pills. And 1 d6 of Naproliv.
So how many? 5?
No, you roll. You just roll 1 d6 for each, and you get how many doses there are.
Okay, the first one I rolled 3.
Okay, so you got 3 doses of Never Sleep.
Okay, I need to write that. Oh, Never Sleep. 3. Next one I rolled 6.
You got 6 doses of hydration.
Who cares? Next one is only 1.
Okay, there's only 1 Naproliv. Which I have to admit, I'm not quite sure what does, but give me 1 second to find out.
The next one is 6, whatever that is.
No, there's only 3 different ones, so you have all you need to
Yeah, but am I happy as the
yeah, well, the Never Sleep pills are fine. That's like essentially speed. I mean, that's amphetamine.
I'm like, score!
That's fine. Medical bias 136. I'll see what the hydration is, like pills you can take to combat dehydration. If you don't have access to water, you can pop a pill and you're essentially good to go.
I'm like, yay! Cool.
Whereas, okay, so the Never Sleep pills. Each dose increases your stress level 1 step, but removes the need for sleep for 1 full day. But during that, you can also not relieve stress. So
okay. Well, yeah.
So yes, but if you have to stay awake, they're definitely going to work fine. Like I said, hydration is just an electrical solution that conducts the energy, like a small vials of water kind of thing, like with a lot of electrolytes in them. And Naproliv is an injectable instant pain reliever for all strains, stresses, and irritations. It immediately raises the patient's stress level to 0. But if you use more than 1 dose in the same shift, you get a -1 to agility though. But because it's also you get woozy in it. But yeah, it'll take care of pain and stress.
But it's cool. It's cool. But it's not what I want though.
No,
I will be.
There might be other things on the ship. Yeah. And you look around, and your light falls over towards the shelf, and like, what the fuck? And we'll go back to Lyran Cham. Who's slowly himself making his way down the starboard side of ADAC towards the cryogenic sleep area. Was that right?
Yeah, I'm guessing it's as good a place to start looking for keys or codes as any place.
Yep. So you walk down and you got into this long cross-section T thing. You can see where the elevators are for up and down. Of course, nothing. You don't even bother looking at them now because there's no power on. There's also a data terminal here by the access point and intercom. By the access, not too far from the access point.
Yeah, I tried to turn that on just for fun.
Yeah, and still it needs
power.
Power, and you know as much that most likely power. If you can't turn it on in the bridge, which you thought he would have done by now, you then need to find a way into Mother to get the ship to power off. Because if it's in deep sleep, it probably is Mother who's going to be able to turn things back on.
Yeah.
All right, and you stand here looking, lighting up the main entrance to the cryo chamber deck, and you're like, are those what are they? Marks? Claw marks, looking like something took in a maintenance jack and just scraped and hammered and scraped across the door to get in. There's loads of them scraped all along in like wild directions. And you hit the door and it's like it doesn't work, it doesn't open, and it doesn't say locked. It looks like it's been in a way. Yeah, it's blocked. It's like it's looking barricaded from the other side. Like someone has locked it and sealed it from the other side.
Do we have intercom?
You can talk to each other. You got like your signal boosted through your ship.
Yeah.
Back to your own income. So so even though you're different levels apart now, your radios are strong enough to talk to each other.
Suit, this is Cham.
Yeah, yes, it's Wilson. I'm sitting here at the bay, and it appears that good Mr. Rye is having some difficulty finding a way to turn power back on.
Yeah, and I'm finding it's hard to enter the chamber of Mother. I'm trying to search. I'm trying to get into cryo and to the wardrobes to see if there are any keys or entrance codes, but the door has been physically closed. So I'm thinking of cutting a hole if I can get approval of that.
Well, if another one, just one more, Mr. Rye, there should be an emergency access key for the Mother somewhere at the command station. Could you look for it, please?
It's gone.
It's gone. Someone is. Well, in that case, I can't really see any other way than cutting it open, Mr.
Well, I'll be going to town,
Mr. Sean.
And then I turn on the torch.
Yep, it's a heavy machine roll, and it's going to take you some time to get this door open. So you guys start working on that. You start cutting your. It feels like actually like you first got to find a way to get through lock area and then thinking how could they have done it. And they might probably actually have welded it at the access points. You probably have to cut along where the openings belt to get to it. It's going to take a little while.
But I get 2 successes, so.
Okay, yeah, well then actually I managed to speed up the work a little bit. You decided they probably did that. They probably welded from the inside, so that's the way to do it. So you start the immediate way you start cutting is the right way, and you'll actually do it faster than you would have it on with 1 success. And we can go back to you for a little while then, Carl. Well, clearly this. You're seeing, and you see like what the when you look from you just find the missing key, and you talked a little bit to Wilson, and now your light is falling over towards the pilot station, and that's what gets your attention, because here is clearly a sight that something's been really wrong on this ship. Something has really gone wrong here.
What?
Because you can see that in the one pilot area, which is once again get this configured there. And on the pilot station 1, you can see that it looks smashed, like someone has taken an axe to it, and the reason why someone's taking an axe to it, there's an axe planted into the pilot station.
What the fuck?
The other one, power is off, but the other one should have nominal power on it. There's to get it to respond, and doesn't. So both seem to be out of order. But to know exact extent of damage, you need power back on the ship to be able to get a definitive saying on what's going on here.
What was that? I didn't catch it.
Yeah, you need power. I mean, to see if you can fix any of this, you need power back on. But someone has definitely tried to sabotage. I mean, someone has actually smashed up the entire pilot station with an axe and planted the axe into it. It's just
seriously. I'm starting to think maybe space loco is the thing.
That's what I said. Space Smurfs. You go Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah. So, but definitely. The command station. Is there any way for me to kind of get power from there to?
Not enough to power the ship. You actually need to talk to the mother. You need access to mother to fire up this ship. Now you're sudden. It's not just that life support has been turned off. The ship has been put into complete power down mode and just rudimentary system going, and that relies with mother. She needs to physically wake the ship up.
Do I know?
I have an idea.
Any methods to kind of break into mother? I've been on ships like this before, so
he should know.
Yeah, the problem is that it's the most well protected access point in the ship. So you could try to cut the entire door off, but it's reinforced. That's going to take a long time, and it might trigger lockout mode for mother to avoid in case hot takeover. So the best part is actually trying to find a bloody missing key that's supposed to be there, and it has to be somewhere on the ship.
There are probably at least 2 keys.
At the very least, the captain would have one, definitely, and probably one other senior officer, as well as this emergency key.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I'm in the captain's quarters are not far away.
I'm getting the strange sensation that I should call up on Miss Davis and see if she's found the key while she's been looking through people's quarters.
Corporate suite is actually close to me, but I don't know what I'm doing because I'm looking at something and I'm going.
You call her up, and we're gonna get to talk to her. Just gonna cover what she sees. You look up and you look towards a series of shelves where something catches your eye. There's several large and some smaller, what we can only describe as specimen jars, and there's something bizarre in it.
Yeah, I fixed the light so it's not so super bright, so wide. I'm just tightening it up.
Okay. You can see on the far shelf is a smaller specimen jar with that is something you can't quite see what it is. There's something in it. On a larger shelf next to it, there are 2 large specimen jars, and you can see that something is floating in them. Some sort of animal
thing.
Yeah, some sort of. It's sort of a small. It's all hunched in, hunched into a little ball, but it looks like something with fawn-like little arms and like a tail.
Space armadillo.
No, I'm like.
No, it looks almost like bizarre. It's sort of white reflection from translucent from it. It looks like a little fawn-like
it's
creature.
Not cute. It's not cute.
No, it's not cute. It's it looks actually ethereal and peaceful. It's got a little bulbous head kind of thing, but it's crunched together, so you can't really get a clear sense of it. Can you see that?
I go a little bit closer and I tap on the glass.
You tap on the glass.
I'm like.
No, but it's tapping. No, the thing lies floating in there, completely quiet. If you look a little closer now, it's like I said, it's got a little bulbous head kind of thing. It's got fawn-like thin arms and legs and a little tail, and it's sort of white, milky white, translucent shine to it. It's bizarre. It just looks absolutely bizarre. And you can see that, okay, and next to that, you can see that there's another one, even smaller, and sort of looks like the same thing, but it's like even tinier. And from there you see there's also another shelf, like the smaller shelf. There's some sort of specimen jar over there as well. It's like one that seems empty except for something that's supposed to be growing in it. like you walk towards that. And next to that, there are some vials with something black in it. That's like standing lines on there. So you pick up the little.
Do I though?
Like,
do I pick it up?
Little stuffing jar, and you're like, look at these little fungal thingies. They're like egg sacs kind of thing lying in there, and you like give it a bit of a shake, and suddenly like you see a little, and it looks like almost invisible spread of.
Did it break?
Smoke?
Dude.
Not the glass, but inside the little sacs that they break, and it releases what look like a little plume of smoke. Like if you shake like a mushroom, smoke mushroom. But it is really tiny. Really tiny. It's hard to say. So you keeping up to life, you can see them swirling around, circling around in there, around the opening of the...
Character doesn't know what this is.
It just goes around and around, and it moves around the glass in a weird way, and then suddenly it just settles down on the bottom of the glass.
I'm curious. Curious, can I interact or
yeah no you can interact, yeah.
I'm like I click on camera,
yeah,
and I transmit to them two specifically before ship, but I log it, I record it, but I send it to them as I'm looking at it. Boys.
And she shows you this.
Yeah. And then I look at them.
She's holding up, she's first holding up a little glass, which has something that looks deflated, like a little small, tiny little small balls, I've seen nothing deflated. And it seems to be like shaking it in some sort of dust, very thin, you can barely see it, like swirls around for a little bit before settling at the bottom of the glass. And then she looks around and she shows you...
shit, yeah.
Yeah, like a couple of Kramer passes, some sort of like... vials, like test vials, with which kind of look organic almost. They kind of like green sheen to them, and they're like shaped in like sort of that's sort of like a weird shard looking. It's filled with something black, and she ends up looking at two larger specimen glasses on a shelf a little bit away from you. We also see these two very small, one of them almost tiny, mouse-sized, like fawn looking, like almost like something out of a book about fairies from this from old folklore belief.
Yeah, I'm not going space nuts, but you guys are seeing the same shit I'm seeing, right?
Yeah, space squirrels.
I'm seeing pay dirt. Weyland-Yutani is gonna pay us a fortune to get this.
Yeah,
back.
right. Because I'm kind of freaked out. But I'm thinking that shit's not been seen before, right?
Well, they're all. I don't think we're supposed to see it.
Did you send it just to those two, or did you send it to Wilson as well?
No. It's only to them. I'm not recording audio. I'm only recording video.
Yeah, and you're talking to them. Yeah.
And I'm talking to them. I'm saying, I'm not transmitting this yet. I'm just having a little tete-a-tete with you boys. Because first Pride was scientific shit, right? Mm-hmm. Is this scientific shit?
This definitely looks like scientific shit.
Yeah. How about we need some way of getting this off the ship? It looks rather fragile, and I don't want to walk about in the darkness. How is it going with life support and light and stuff?
Trying to find a key or some code to enter the room of Mother.
Yeah, I was about to call about the same. We need the key.
Yeah.
So we don't have the key.
The emergency key is gone.
Well, the captain should always have a spare in their quarter or on their person, but usually within their vicinity.
So far,
I should be in that area. So, Carl, how about you turn around and you come meet me?
Sure.
At the you meet me at the corporal suite.
Yeah, sure. I know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And we can take it from there, because I'm guessing it's going to be either on the deceased captain or in the captain's quarters or corporal suite.
Yeah.
It's a while, guys. It might be.
I'll join you there.
Yeah, perfect.
And then I'll turn to Wilson. Wilson, I'm heading out to help Miss Davis. You just have a seat here in this pilot's chair and keep an eye on things, right? I'm pointing towards the chair with an axe in it.
He's like... I'll wait here, yes.
Yeah.
Get out of Dodge. You're no use.
Stay
And
out
if
of
you
trouble.
can hurry, it would be appreciated.
Of course.
But I have to say, at the moment, it does look like you are quite eligible for that salvage of yours. And it was a little smile.
I'm gonna salvage his ass, I'm muttering to myself.
And he starts running. Well, do you go back to cutting,
Yeah.
Chan? Yeah, you keep cutting. And you're like, okay. And you look around as you turn around to leave. And you can look, since you step further into the room, you can now see through the hallway and through the doors, the glass, because there's glass into the med pod area.
Oh, me, yeah.
Yeah, in the med pod area, because there's glass in the, there's like completely clear glass in both those doors.
I'm curious. I'm gonna look.
Yeah. And like, what the hell? Because one of the med pods, the plexiglass tube is splintered and shattered. Like something burst out of it. And you can see that the inner surface of it is covered with something that's frozen now, but it's like reddish black. And the other one is just completely covered with something as well that's frozen on the inside, which like obscures your view into it. It's just completely covered in something black, reddish, frosted ice.
I'm just gonna do one thing, even if it's not in line with the character. This is a little bit of dirty self-preservation. I'm gonna again click in only audio to the boys.
Yeah.
When I leave the med lab, we need to make sure that that's locked.
Okay.
Especially the med pods needs to be locked.
Give me. I'm halfway through to the.
It's just because there's some weird shit here, and if they picked up something that made everybody crazy bananas, and it's in like a fungus, like a spore or something, because I'm seeing some weird ass shit, and I don't want to breathe in this weird ass shit. And if this. I don't know if the temperature differentiates. Obviously, it will do when life support's on. I would like that the med pods. I would like that to be shut off.
Yeah, of course.
If we can clean the air in the med lab and the med pods before anybody goes in there, because we need to get out the scientific stuff just in case.
Decontamination.
Can you do decontamination and not do a diagnostics for what's in the air?
We can see what this old ship can do.
Yeah,
right? It's an old ship.
Perfect. I'm just saying. I'm not liking what I'm seeing. It's kind of freaking me out, and I don't get freaked out.
Sure.
I'm just saying.
I probably shouldn't mention that someone took an axe to the pilot's chair.
Oh, come on now. We were having a good time.
I won't mention it then. I won't mention it. If that makes it disturb you, I won't mention it again.
No. Was he chopping wood? Come on. You know I'm alone down here, dude. Carl.
Yeah, I'll be there soon.
Go meet me.
Yeah, I'm coming.
I'm backing out of the med pods and the med lab.
Yeah.
Damn.
Back up. You're closing the door behind you.
Oh, dude. I'm
And you're walking towards the corporate suite. Which one of you brought the motion detector?
Carl.
Okay, and you were heading where, Carl?
I'm heading down to the corporate suite.
Okay, so you're in Gut Junction B1. And as you the door closes behind you, the motion tracker suddenly bing,
No.
beep,
No. No.
beep.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's one of them coming to meet
Beep.
me.
It's me.
Yeah, but it's from the port section.
No.
And you think not on this level, but probably one level down.
Nice.
You're probably catching it now because you are standing at the junction. So if it is, it's coming from either from the mess hall living area or even further down from the cargo bay area.
Nice.
It's quite a long way. You can increase your stress rating by 1.
I'll freeze. I'll stop and I just look down at the motion detector and see if it keeps moving.
Beep. And then it disappears.
Oh, fuck. It's a blip.
It might-
It's a blip.
But it was definitely either in the mess hall area or in the cargo bay area on the sea deck. It's one of those areas.
I'm not sure I should tell the others because it just might have been a kind of a glitch. Right? So
radiation contamination.
It's probably a glitch. Probably a glitch.
This is a glitch.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna ignore it for now. But my nerves are a little tattered. It's like, I don't want to glitch right now, right?
No, definitely not.
It's a bad time for glitches. So, but I'm going to ignore it and not tell anyone about it.
Oh, awesome. Not like I did. I videotaped it.
Well, he already had the reaction of telling you about the axe, which wouldn't go great. You climb down the stairs. That is the ladder from Junction B. Now you don't have to climb down. You have to walk. You have to walk past Junction B1. But since you're not walking through Junction B1, you're going the other way around, which means you pass the vestibule area, E1.
Yeah.
And as you do, Carl, someone catches something, just like you walk past in light, and you catch the side of something. You see something. It's a pair of feet.
It's
a pair of feet.
A pair of feet?
Yeah, they're sticking out from an open door on the vestibule on the starboard side. Vestibule E1.
And shine my light at the feet.
There's a pair of feet sticking out of the door, like sitting on the floor.
Okay.
He's not going to be fine, Carl. He's not going to be fine.
It's not going to be fine. I'm like, guys. I tried to contact the others.
Yep.
Yeah.
Guys.
I'm soon through. Give me 2 minutes.
Yeah. Good. I think I found parts of the crew.
What do you mean parts?
What parts?
So far the feet. I'm gonna check if there's more attached.
Okay, go check. We're walking towards each other.
I'll walk towards the door. That's the vestibule. That's the vestibule.
Yeah, the vestibule E1 on the map. It's on the starboard side. It's the door. It's the middle door of there. And you can hear and see it. This has actually been fitted out as an armory.
Yeah.
But it's empty. It's empty. Is it like everything's here has been grabbed out? Like it's been emptied out. You see you see a box of shotgun shells lying on the floor with some shotgun shells as fall out of it. You can see that there's actually one rifle still in the rack there.
Get it.
And to get it, you have to walk past the door with the feet sticking out. And as you walk past and you look in, the light follows the feet up towards this body. And it's clear that the person has been wearing a spacesuit. And you see in its hand, there's a shotgun. And you follow up. And when you get to the top, their head is just gone.
Damn.
And it's just pieces of dried, frozen blood. Frozen bits of brain matter. There's little chunks of bones, cranial bones scattered towards here.
Does he still have audio
pellets
on?
that has been...
Yeah, I forgot to turn it off.
Oh,
So
Carl.
I'm like,
Carl, put on your camera. Put on your camera.
Oh shit! I forgot to turn off the mic.
Yeah, but Carl, put on your goddamn camera. Camera.
You don't
Carl.
need to see this.
We need to know what we're walking into. I'm walking down the hall.
I
It's
turn
a
on the
straight
camera.
line.
Yeah.
It's a straight line for me. I'm walking
Yeah, straight line
fast.
for
I turn on the
That's
camera.
good, boy.
You're running up towards him, you turn the camera, and on a display, heads-up display inside your camera, you get this view of this body where you can just see. It's hard to see because like what I'm looking at, you're looking at, and then you realize you're looking at a guy in a spacesuit, and its head is just gone, and it's like you can see like the shotgun resting on his.
I'm terrified and exhilarated at the same time. Like my adrenaline is pumping like a motherfucker. I'm like looking at details I shouldn't, but I'm like, oh my god, this is horrible. Shit.
The crew has gone space crazy.
Yeah, this is the definition of space crazy.
This is space crazy.
You don't need to watch this. I turn off the camera.
Yeah, you turn off the camera, and just as he does, you hear footsteps behind you, and Davis comes panting into your room. And now you all moved around so long that now I want supply rating roll for all three of you on oxygen.
So yeah.
So you're all you two roll 5 dice. You Arian roll 4 dice, and for each like one or alien facehugger that comes up, you lose 1 level of oxygen. 2. Well, then you don't have 3 rating in oxygen.
I'm really happy about this.
We needed 1 success.
You need no successes. You want what? You don't want 1 or 1s. You don't. As long as you don't get a 1.
I didn't get a 1.
Okay, then you're still full on. You've been able to maintain your breathing.
I'm breathing heavily.
Be cool and collected.
Because I'm high.
Yeah.
I'm high,
Like,
fuckers.
you gasp. You've been walking a lot, and you got really hyperventilated for a little while after seeing that.
No hugs this
and
time.
I'm grabbing the rifle.
Yeah, you want to walk past it. You grab it. Yep, and now you're the proud owner of Armat 1 M14A41A pulse rifle. There's also a spare clip here.
Yeah, I grab it.
There's no underslung grenade launcher. It's just there's normal bullets. There's no.
It's good to see, Mr. Hayes.
The integral grenade launcher is there, of course, but there's no load for that. Which is probably a smart thing, this being a spaceship and all.
So,
actually, you being a technician, you know enough that where you're standing right now, firing it would not be a particularly good idea, especially not towards the starboard side, because you're at there's nothing on the other side there. That's pure space.
It wouldn't be good to shoot in an interior with any.
No, like armor-pressing rounds in a ship is generally not a good idea.
Poor idea. It all depends how flammable the oxygen is in there. If it's going weird, it's bad.
So you standing there, you see the feet. You don't actually walk up to him. You don't want to see that side again. Like it's like the only thing that's left was like his jaw.
I'm like,
and it's like butter part of his jaw. It's like he's put it good. He didn't even put it underneath there. He put it like in his mouth.
Yeah, on my big helmet. I'm like, we need to find that key now.
We need to find the key, and as soon as fucking possible.
Yeah, like yesterday. Yeah. So we need captain's quarters. It's the best guess I got.
Yeah, we're close to the corporate suite at least.
Let's do that. Like corporate, if they were here, they would have the key. Because it's their vessel.
And you start heading back down there together. And at the point, you're through. You've been able to cut up and open the doors into the cryogenic chamber area. Jam. You're now you have to like branch the doors open. You've got to physically push them open with it takes a little while, first one side and one the other, but finally cryogenic chambers have been opened.
Do you tell us?
Yeah. You walk in. There are like 3 areas of cryogenic chambers. Like you can see like a sort of like 3 different small rooms with cryogenic chambers in them.
I tell them to please put your camera on.
I switch it on. Then I step inside.
You walk over. All the cryobeds are covered in deep frost. Particularly these, because if they're still going as well, they would temperature difference because that would keep a steady temperature on the inside. So there's a different which means that things would continually defrost and freeze over, defrost and freeze over. Yeah. You walk over and you check the first one you come to. Oh, that's saying there. That's empty. Definitely empty. It's not even on. Next one, here's power on. This is working. This is running. It's life sign for us. You scrape away some ice, but not much because it's hard to get rid of it. But you can see the shape of a human being in there.
But the cryo is on.
It's on. It's working. It's
whatever.
It's life. You get like a life reading. It's like someone is in deep hibernation in there.
Why didn't this ping when the ship was scanned?
Probably because all the powers and systems are taken off, so you have to go to the individual subsystems.
I'm just bitching. It's just Davis being shitty about it.
Because it's probably because they have been in some deep hibernation that are actually. They're practically dead. I mean, they're in so suspect.
Yeah, there will be space soup in their brain. Like they're not. It's just. Yeah,
who knows? Like you have none of you have ever dealt with anyone even coming close to this sort of. I mean, there's been rumors of people being found drifting in escape pods that been like drifting for decades, but that is like this is like
And then the third one.
You got another one here, third one. And you scrape off more ice. Yeah, there's just life from in there as well. You scrape. Yep, there's another one, and you back away as a mummified corpse, looking like something from grave rob from a 2-inch tomb of Egypt looks up to you. Clearly, this cryogenic pod has failed, and its habitat has long since died and dried out and frozen through. So, after you search around here for a little while, you realize that there are survivors here, and there are a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 working.
5 working pods.
Yeah, and 2 that have been occupied, but which have failed, and the occupants are dead, and the remaining are empty.
So how many are empty?
Well, there's room for 17 people
are
in
empty.
total. So yeah, 10 are empty.
Okay. So we have 5 who are alive, 2 who are dead, 10 who are missing.
Can you see on their pods if there's a name displayed or a rank?
Name or rank? Yeah.
No, there's like no names. Like clearly, who they've just been activated. This clearly hasn't been.
This is not
done in.
This
no,
has
it's
just
like
been done
they
rash.
know, yeah, rash.
It's not like you can go and see the schematics. You can see name, rank, and viables.
No, and you two have made it all the way and standing outside the corporate suite entrance.
I don't like this, Carl. I don't like this one bit.
Or at least we can get someone to explain what's going on if we wake these people up.
And as you're standing there,
Don't wake them up.
suddenly
Space soup.
you're all blinded as lights start puffing off towards the ship
What
and
the
lighting
hell?
up the corridors, lighting up the doors, and ambient temperature comes up. And as it does, air comes rushing out of air vents as the ship comes to life.
How?
Clearly, Mother has reacted to your presence here.
Motion
Perhaps
sensor.
cutting one of the doors and interacting with the cryogenic pods have awakened the ship. Or maybe just long time exposure to an external signal has. Who knows? Or maybe something else has.
Carl, you
As
need
you're
to...
standing here wondering what's going to happen, we'll end this episode here.
Nay! No!
So
You bastard.
You bastard.
So that's it for the first episode. Hope you enjoyed it so far. We'll be
did.
back in.
I did.
Yeah, good.
We're not gonna die!
And we'll be back
are.
real soon with part 2 of Act 1 of the Chariot of the Gods.
Chariot of the Gods. We're gonna survive.
No.
By Free League, written by Andrew E.C. Gaska, who's actually earlier this year won an award for best role-playing adventure for another role-playing adventure for Alien. So
It's a super fun setting. I gotta
love
say it. It is
I love
amazing. I know the world really super well, so it's so easy to do the mind's eye stuff, and it's so much fun. I'm tickled pink.
well, grand. Well, I hope you guys had fun as well. I hope you guys watching had fun. And, well, till we see you next time.
And also, please comment, like, share,
Yeah.
all that jazz.
If you
Well,
like if you like
likewise.
what we do, then the best thing you can support us is by hitting the bell,
Spreading the word.
pressing the thumbs who goes sideways or in any way, and comment.
Oh, buying
I
us
know.
dinner.
And if this is the first time you're watching us, if you're drawing us Bubbling Alien, we also have an extended back catalog of White Wolf streaming. We have 2 seasons of Vampire 5th edition, as well as an old Goldie Hunter from the old World of Darkness season. So then they're all interlinked. That's a comprehensive story world building right there. So if you
around
wanted something else
100
than
hours.
just something else than space
Please
fiction.
say hi to. He's not a new guy to role playing, but he's a new guy to our stream.
Yep.
Yeah, if you like what you
Just
do
don't-
and if you want to keep him on, please comment.
Yes!
Or else we might
And if
drag
not,
him in.
if you think he's acting a bit sus, if he's acting a bit sus, we'll ward him and eject him out of the airlock.
Yeah.
Oh, he was not the imposter.
No, of course I'm not. Of course I'm not.
Well, thank you all, and until next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.